Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of People of Distinction, the talk that gives an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, peopleofdistinction.org for more info, or you can always email me directly at benji@alcoleenterprises.com. And on the line with us today, we have Jean-Marie Pierre. We'll be discussing his fantastic book, Spiritualness, available for purchase through Amazon as well as barnesandnoble.com. And guys, listen, Jean-Marie was brought to our network, People of Distinction, today by some of the best movers in the business, AuthorFlex Media Publishing. So if you have a book that you'd like moved, do yourself a favor and contact our great friends over at AuthorFlex. And you can find out more information on them at AuthorFlexMedia.com. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Jean-Marie, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you so much for being a guest. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we're very much looking forward to this. Now, I know we have so much information to cover, but before we go into the book, let's hold off slightly. Start by telling our listening audience a little bit more about yourself and your background, please.
Okay. I'm originally from Haiti. So, well, I was a teacher for 12 straight years, teaching French, social studies, math in high school level. And I immigrated to the U.S. in 1991, where I got a degree in information system management. But my gift that turned to be a hobby to me all my life was always writing, listening to music. But along the way, I get caught off by the virus of writing poetry, most likely. Yes. So that's why I come to be writing books. So by now, besides Spiritualness, I have 3 more books out there. So that's me. That's what I've been doing. Breathing, I would have said the air of writing. That's me.
Jean-Marie, without further ado, Spiritualness. Tell us a little bit more about your book.
Spiritualness came to me as to share not only a message, a personal message, but just my insensitiveness of society. Not only these days, but society in itself, to me, has never really changed because it's composed with human beings. So that's all about us. So I do understand that in any circumstances, any situation, humans might find themselves to be, if they come to get together by understanding what brings them together on earth, that would be the spirit of unity. So that's why I come out with Spiritualness and share this point of view to the world.
Fantastic. Now, let's talk about the title of the book, Spiritualness. Of course, there's so many other books written and developed around spirituality. First and foremost, why did you choose that title to be the representation for your book?
It's like an emphasis to me. Because spiritualness, as the underlying said, it's about trustworthy and conscientious belief. Conscientious belief. And it's like I'm being anointed personally with that belief to understand that without this spirit of the Holy Ghost on us that guide us, for He's everywhere, we breathe the Spirit in anything that's surrounding us, anything that we do. That's our inspiration to be doing whatever we think we can do So we follow this line as to stay at this level of conscientiousness, and spiritualness.
Let's go a little bit more in depth with inspiration. So I know you've already started to go into it, and thank you very much for setting that up for us. I'm curious, Jean-Marie, what did you see that made you feel compelled to put this book out for the public? Because, of course, you very easily could have written these poems for yourself, right? And this could have been things that you wrote that you just left on your shelf or maybe gave to those around you. But you took it a step further. You wanted to publish the book, to put it out for the public. What inspired you to do that?
The main inspiration to me to put this book out there to share to the public is that I do realize that we can't be ourselves just with getting stuck in the vacuum, not knowing where to go, and keep on banging against the wall, so we are stuck. So when you open the door to see the outside world and communicate with the world, you do understand now. It's like every other ones out there come to be emerge to you, and we become one. So putting this book out there is there to share myself to the world, because selfishness doesn't pay.
Again, here in the line with Jean-Marie Pierre. We're discussing his fantastic book, Spiritualness, available for purchase through Amazon as well as barnesandnoble.com. You know, Jean-Marie, next question that I want to go into, and really sticking with the concept of inspiration. Talk about your love for poetry. I mean, what inspired you to write poetry? Where did that begin? Were you a big fan of other poets? Talk to us about your love and the origin story for your poetry.
That's a good question. I enjoy it. Writing in itself, in the essence, to me, I believe I was born with this germ, this virus into me. But at early age, when I was in, let's say, elementary school, I felt that I could have done what I read in class. So whatever subject I read, I believe I could have, written it too. But something was missing on me. I didn't understand. And until I was my high school years, in my first year, I started to understand that I have some skills to write something, but I didn't start it yet. But here comes my big brother, my older brother. He used to write poetry, doing some sketch. So I follow his steps. So as we always was together, most likely. So I saw him writing. I tried to write too. So there, I started to understand. So it's so beautiful to write something, but I wasn't that good until my second year of high school. I saw this beautiful classmate, a girl. So you're a kid. You think that you have some feeling, and it happened that I knew her nickname. I started to write a sentence with every letter of her nickname. That was 1976. And that was when I wrote my first poem. And since then, I never stopped.
Fantastic. There you have it. Listen, Jean-Marie, I have to ask this next question, because if I don't hurry up and go here, my listening audience is going to get very upset with me.
Okay.
Now, clearly this is a poetry book, right? So it's filled with your personal poetry. we'd love to take this opportunity to listen to one of your poems. Anyone that you have readily available, we'd love to hear it.
Okay. Why not read Spiritualness, the poem itself? Okay.
Sounds good.
So, okay. So we have Spiritualness, the poem. Scrupulously genuine and focused, we must authentically, discriminatingly, positively, and fundamentally be mindful, for we can mentally be instinctively able to strongly be free, resilient, stubborn, robust, inspirational, self-effacing, humble, open-minded to the core of us. Toward the end, we must be high-minded. We consciously have to be thoughtful, utterly unselfish, and overtly indeed for the good of all of us. All the way to the mind of our soul and throughout the soul of our heart. We must stand on the truth of ourselves with humility, love, understanding, respect, compassion, willingness, for we do not turn to fail and fall apart doing the obligation of our spiritual purpose to the core of us, indeed, for the good of all of us. Nonetheless, mindfully, we must pay a thorough attention exclusively to the bogus spiritualist along the way, our way, and the spurious apostles who were consciously supposed to stand into God's soul spirit, but unscrupulously sudden with with so much of greed, they turn to the other way. Love and peace for sure. The holy, the highest is and does. That's spiritualness.
This is something that truly needs to be on everybody's shelf. I mean, the message behind it is great for any day of your life. I mean, listen, we know once you get to a certain age, guys, adversity is part of life. Obstacles are part of life. You can't avoid them. But we know having this book or having a book along these lines with it has such a great message is truly empowering. And that's why it's so important to have it on your shelf at any time. But especially given this pandemic that we are still currently within, this book is so timely. It's exactly what you need right now. Jean-Marie, next question. As we start to tie up this fantastic interview, I'm curious, what would you say was a highlight for you in writing this book? Or if not a highlight, maybe something that surprised you that you weren't expecting prior to embarking upon the journey.
I didn't expect that at all. But my hope was always that people will hopefully understand the message I will put out there for is just straight from my heart. That's sincere. That's inner for me. It's not that something make up. It's a feeling, a sentiment that is true. That's naturally true. So why not share it to the others out there?
Lastly, Jean-Marie, we've covered so much information today. Is there anything else that we haven't yet covered that you really want to make sure our listening audience is aware of?
Oh, I would appreciate that. That's been my purpose about writing this type of subject. I would just hope that everybody will be eager to have this book in the bookshelves. That would be a great gift. That would be a great tool to move forward in life. Because this book can just stand against adversity. We have to be resilient in life to overcome whatever barrier that stands in front of us. So that's the tool of spiritualness. Yes, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. And listen, Jean-Marie, I can think of no better way to close out such a wonderful interview than with another one of your poems. So if you can please, if you have another one readily available, we'd love to close out on another one of your pieces.
Oh, yes, I have Love and Peace report. Okay. Love and Peace. Dealing with a full deck, a mind not shaken, an astute heart, spirited and painstakingly unbroken, and then carrying to the core, acuity and mercy hardened. The world, society is sick. My humble soul has spoken, for thoroughgoingly actions have to be taken. The forsaken and the forbidden will be forgiven in the end, for they ought to be among the ones to be chosen. Love and peace to those who have for too long been frightened, threatened, and forgotten.
There you have it. There you have it.
So,
Guys, listen, you know what I love so much about all of this? Is we're now at the end of the interview, okay? And we've covered so much information, but yet we've barely scratched the surface. I mean, there's so much still left to be discovered, and that's why there's no getting around it. Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com are the places you have to go. Spiritualness is the title you have to pick up. And Jean-Marie Pierre is the author you have to thank for bringing it to your table. You surely will not be disappointed. Jean-Marie, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you once again for being a guest with us today on People of Distinction.
Appreciate the time, sir. We have a good time. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me in this interview. Thank you. Appreciate it.